It's hot.
It's not too bad.
I mean, the sun is angry, and we're working. Well, I'm not working. I ain't doing shit. But Chase is here from FairingXchange because he's doing a bunch of stuff to a couple motorcycles. And that's nice and also bullshit because Paul and Chase and Justin, everybody think it's hilarious that I don't take care of my stuff. So they bought me a tank cover. So in future videos, you'll see an actual Harley tank cover over these things I worked on stuff. So, so it's a big day. We're going to finish this bike. That's the whole topic of this video, is that we're going to finally finish Bill's bike. It'll still need a cleanup, but it'll be done. As you can see, I left wires dangling and stuff because Chase is here to do the inner fairing and the gauges. So why would I button up, stuff for him to take it back apart? But then you might ask yourself, if that's why Chase is here, why do I suddenly have a new Road King? Well, I don't. It's my Street Glide. And what we're doing is we're changing the inner fairing. So this is, of course, Whiskey Fire, and I had a Whiskey Fire inner fairing that you saw Paul do. But this bike's going under the knife. Woo, pretty. This bike's going under the knife here in, I don't know, not right away, but in the sometime near future. We're going to do some big stuff to it. And the inner fairing was the only issue because we're not doing that. So Chase, real quick, is going to switch that from a Whiskey Fire inner fairing to a gloss black inner fairing because it'll look fine with Whiskey Fire, and then when we do the big stuff later, that'll be the same fairing we need. That makes sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but that's what we're doing. We're changing inner fairing real quick. The funny thing is to see how fast this man works. When did you start? Let me look at my watch. You started 5 minutes ago. I'm seriously, no exaggeration, maybe 5 minutes. He's got the entire fairing off. Now, the new fairings on these new bikes is way easier than the old ones. You agree, Chase? You think so? Or I mean, like it's I did it. That's how easy it is. But still, 5 minutes is a little excessive. So real quick, Chase is going to knock out a gloss black inner fairing, put the face back on this one. Then we'll get into the serious stuff, which is going to be this 08 Ultra, tearing that sucker down and putting a nice, what's the name of this red candy sun? I don't remember what it is. It's candy red sun glow. Yeah, is the name of this. It's a beautiful freaking color. This bike cleaned up really nicely. To the point to where that when I first talked to Paul about doing an inner fairing, something he had shared was that this is real candy, like it's gold under there, then a red pigment and clear and all that. He's like, a bike that's 17 years old, I'd be afraid to put a color matched inner fairing on it because of fade. So candy colors, that they're left out in the sun and stuff, they will fade. He goes, I'll put that inner fairing on there and it won't match, because it'll be brand new, fresh Harley paint that you only use actual Harley paint on a Harley fairing. And then it would be too dark or something. So I sent him a bunch of pictures of the side cover compared to the rest of the bike. And he's like, well, this bike's 17 years old, but only has 8,000 miles on it. It never went outside for 17 years and lived in a garage his whole life. He goes like, I'll gamble it. It'll be fine. So we are putting candy red sun glow, hot rod candy, circus peanut, I don't know what the hell it's called, this red, to match the rest of the bike, and it'll be good to go. Also, Paul and Chase and them asked Dakota Digital if they would be willing to provide a set of gauges, and they said yes. I said this in an earlier video. So while he's here, before he puts fairing on, he's going to put Dakota Digital gauges in that inner fairing. So it's going to have quarter-mile times and 0 to 60 and like all this crazy drag. Because you know what you do is you drag race your 08 Ultra Classic. I don't know why it's got all that stuff, but they just look really nice. So that'll be cool. So what we got? Bam. What? It's 9:21 now. You got here at 8:30, and we bullshitted for at least a half hour. I think you got 25 minutes in this. I haven't been watching the exact clock, but you don't have to clean it, dude.
It's what we do.
Like,
I've seen you.
What are you trying to say?
If you get in trouble, I don't want my fingerprints on the bike.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Great. I was just saying, the orange was nice, of course, but I like that black. I think it looks nice. And again, we're doing this because this bike's not going to be orange at all. It'll be several months, but it's not going to be orange at all after a while, and it's going to need, let's just say, a black inner fairing. So we did it now just to be easier because Chase is going to be here. So you guys are booking up for Biketoberfest.
Yeah, we're close to stopping orders.
Really? I said in the video the other day, like, I'm not saying you shouldn't try if somebody cancels or whatever, but like, it's better to call or email or something to try and get on the schedule, because this is a super high demand product because it does a lot to your bike. It's not insanely expensive. It's transformative. You see these, especially these like new bikes that are white.
Yeah.
that white interfering over the flat black plastic just changes everything. So like,
it makes it look so much better.
Yeah.
It makes it look finished.
And I've told the story a billion times. So what you do, the Fairing Exchange, you go in, let's say you had the flat black plastic 24 Street Glide. They are going to take that flat black plastic Harley Davidson OEM interfering off. They're going to sell you a painted to match Harley Davidson interfering that they painted in their shop in Jacksonville, Florida with Harley Davidson paint. I've been there. I've seen the cans. There's a bar and shield on the can. Like they actually order it from dealers. So you're actually getting not only the correct match, it's Harley paint on a Harley fairing. Okay. That's why it's called the Fairing Exchange. They keep the one they took off. You get the one that's painted. Then they take your takeoff back to the shop. It gets painted some color and goes to the next rally. So that's why it's the Fairing Exchange. So this was Born Black. This is Harley Vivid Black paint that they painted. You may have even painted this. Do you paint much anymore?
I don't.
Not as much anymore?
I paint my own stuff, but
Yeah.
not so much stuff for sale.
Well, you got something to paint in your truck I gave you.
Yes, sir.
So the original Frisco tank off the chopper here, the one that was like gold and red that we had some problems with the clear and all that stuff, Chase is taking that back because they're going to paint it for me for the next version of this bike. So Fairing has a full-fledged paint shop. I mean, a paint shop. Looks like an auto body shop inside there. Paint booth, everything. So they're not a paint shop. I wouldn't go bother them about, can you paint my motorcycle? Now, I saw some parts that like off-season, you might do a thing here and there.
We do all overs, and if we're not super busy and somebody's patient, we will do them during the rally season. But you'd have
Typically, it's winter.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to have it planned out where, okay, we have your bike, you know it's going to be there for a little while.
Yeah.
Because we also have to make sure we have fairings for the rallies.
Yeah. So I saw like an old Heritage.
Yep.
The body of an old Heritage. So I'm not saying don't go bug Chase and Paul about paint my motorcycle, but they have the paint, they have the booth, they have the technology, they know what they're doing. So yeah, they're going to do the tank on the chopper. The powder coat that the frame is, somebody's going to ask us, that frame is powder coated almost as close as you can get to Harley Davidson Vivid Black. So it's when they paint the tank, it's going to match. It's not going to, but the frame is powder coat and then the tank will be painted. The rear fender is powder coat too. But again, it's the correct shade of black. Now, This is actually what I'm excited for, is I want to see this Ultra with a painted to match interfering and proper gauges and all that. One of the things we discovered, one of the things I was really excited that Dakota Digital decided to give us gauges. I didn't realize this when I bought the bike. I don't know how the hell I was so excited. I don't know how the hell I missed this, but the fuel gauge, the oil gauge, they're micro cracking in the lens, and it's basically looks like it was shot. I'll show you. Basically, the fuel gauge is broken. The lens is. And so that really lets it down, I think. You look up close and you're like, that looks like crap. So it'll be nice to change those out. How often do you do this generation of bike anymore? Because it's a lot of still 14 to 23 bikes.
Right.
Right?
Not super often.
Yeah, because these are a pain, right?
They can be.
You're being nice. These are a pain.
If they're bone stock, they're not terrible.
And this one is... Other than me just putting the speakers and amp in, this bike is unmolested. It is like, this doesn't even have a Ride to Live engine cover on it, that kind of thing. Like, it has nothing. So I put mufflers on it, and then I did the audio. And then I have a windshield for it, and we did all the lighting. All the lighting is custom dynamics front to back. But yeah, other than that, this bike is stock. The only thing I found wrong with it, kind of a fun fact, the rear brake switch doesn't work. I discovered that on accident, that I hit the pedal. I'm like, why isn't the light coming on? So
that's typical on these.
Right, that rear brake switch dies. So Bill might even bring one with him, and after 17 drinks, they might lay down and change the brake switch in this thing in the field at the Biketoberfest.
From what I understand, it's because most people don't think about changing your brake fluid.
And it corrodes.
Harley says you're supposed to change it every every 2 years.
Really?
But if you live in Florida,
it's
humid here.
Yeah, water gets in there and eats everything.
Once a year.
I bet you this is 17 years, so...
Yeah, I bought my bike January of 22. March of 23... I'm sorry, August of 23, so a year and a half. I went to Amsoil Adam in Sturgis. I was like, hey, I'm going to do a brake flush, whatever, just it's about time.
Yeah.
Open it up, and there was white, solid, it looked like mayo inside my brake master cylinder.
And after 18 months.
Because I live in Florida, it's my bike's my daily. I ride in the rain, like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
It's water.
Well, in Florida, you're going to ride in the rain, or you're not going to ride, you know. So it's salt air, which I'm sure salt gets in the rain, which is why if you look, I'll show you an example. This is Florida stuff here. Look at that. See that bolt? That is not old, but it looks like it's been abandoned in a field for 20 years. That's just Florida. You know, it's corrosive down here.
So if you're anywhere where it's super humid, it's worth it once a year to get a brake flush done.
Yeah. And then that's probably what killed that switch.
It very well could be. It could just be gummed up.
My 2015, what I called the douchebagger, that one that was blue, it had a bad rear brake switch too. And I was like, no way, that's the problem. It took me like 30 minutes to change it and it was fine. But yeah, I thought, it's right down there. It's not that bad. I might.
No, it's not. It's a whole lot easier if you pulled either the floorboard off or the exhaust off.
Well, sure. I don't know. I think I'd rather have a Drinker 17 and do it with Bill in the field at the Cackleberry. He's got to do something to this bike. He's a chopper builder. He's going to want to do something to it, so let him do the brake switch.
Hell yeah.
Sit rep. We're talking about redneck repairs. But also just learn that Chase loves Gilmore Girls. That's an interesting thing.
Thank you. My wife's going to love it.
So evidently, his wife was watching Gilmore Girls the other day, and he was like, I got sucked into it, man. I don't know what to tell you. It happens. I'm not going to admit the things I've watched with my wife, but, you know, that sounded inappropriate. But where are we be? Okay, the gauges are mounted. I haven't even seen the painted side of it yet, so it's like, oh, yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, very CVO-ish.
It is.
Yeah, see, look, the digital gauges. Sit rep. So I've harangued Chase into a couple things because we were kind of doing it. So while he puts it, but by the way, hello, this is, grand reveal. That's freaking amazing. While he was doing it, I'm like, we may as well just throw that amp on there or put them in together. So we wired that in. So this is real easy stuff. That there's a boss over at Hog Tunes wrote his own manual, which I can't find now, but it's brilliant. Oh, it's over there. Like the instructions. I'm a freaking moron. If I can understand that, you can too. It's just kind of daisy chains, right? So you got a harness that comes out of here, goes into here, comes out, and switches to it's nothing to it, no big deal. So that's installed. We still have to zip tie up wires and stuff, but as you can see, Chase already started to do that, and he actually found a good place for the Bluetooth module already, and so there's still some cleaning and stuff to gather stuff up, but that's basically wired in. So now I got the wire hanging down there. When he's done with the fairing, we put the cap on, put the face all back together. I just got to take the lowers apart, throw those speakers in, which, by the way, those lower speakers, they're a thing. They're heavy. Are they like low end or something, or what? You pick them up. Like this is just a pair of speakers.
Right.
Look how big that box is. It has that plastic surround on them and stuff. But are they carbon fiber woofer cones, 1-inch titanium, impregnated tweeters? That's too many jokes. Yeah, these are massive, heavy speakers. They're going to go into the lowers, so that's pretty cool. It sounds great already with just 4. I can only imagine what the 6 is going to sound like. So once he's done with this, we'll throw the face on and the windshield. Oh, may as well throw on that too because we got it, that custom dynamics windshield trim, and then we'll throw the windshield.
Do that ASAP because the plug on this side is behind your amp bracket.
Oh, great!
It's fine.
It's fine. This is all fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
All right, we're back at it. It's an awesome day. It's the day we're gonna finish Bill's bike. If it kills me, it's got to be done. Why? Because, I don't know, I'm excited, man. The 4-speaker sounds awesome. Let's hear it with 6. Let's get all this stuff buttoned up, get her cleaned up, polished here and there, put the bags back on it. Oh, look, the headlight's still missing. That's great. We'll get all that stuff buttoned up today. Use some quadruple aught on them chrome. Make it look nice because I need it out of my garage. Love it dearly. I'm excited for him to have it, but I need it out of the way. So what are we doing? Well, I think you saw in the last little bit there we just did where since he was doing the inner outer fairing thing, we went ahead and threw in the second amp, which is really easy stuff, and ran the wire, plugged in the power, that kind of thing. And now I've got the line dropped down behind the forks, and I need to take apart the lowers. The outer cap, this bit here, we're taking off. It's 2 7/16 nuts on the inside, and then we're gonna have to drill a hole somewhere in this region to run the wire through that'll plug into the harness. So he's gonna have a 4-speaker and then a separate powerful 2 speakers down below that already have sort of a molded plastic outer that'll go here, and that's going to give him a 6-speaker, and it's got Bluetooth and all that sort of stuff, so pretty awesome. Although He's just going to play the Black Sabbath and Humble Pie CDs I bought. I bought them just probably. Oh, side note. My friends are abusing me, saying the shovel needs to go to Daytona. They're like, leave the Grey Ghost, take the shovel. That sounds like a terrible idea, but I like it. Well, I don't know. Way down below. I want to know down below. Should the shovel go to Daytona instead of the Grey Ghost? What? I mean, that's just going to go. It's just going to run and go. This one should just run and go. But I don't know. I'm tempted. What do you think? All right, let me get back at this. Hey, Bill. You watching? You watching closely? He's like, yeah, I found this bike I want. Actually, I found it. He's like, yeah, I found this bike you want. He's like, oh, go get it. I'm going to drill holes in it. Yeah, let's do it crooked. Let's let him know that under the cover here, there's just a mess of a hole that I drilled for speaker wires. Let's just do, yeah. He'll know, but he won't know. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be awesome. Where's the best angle to do a crappy... I'll show you in a minute. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that bad of a job. Maybe I'll just drill some more. Just put like 4 or 5 holes around there. If you know Bill, you know that it'd be fine. He wouldn't mind at all. Yeah, new grills. Look nice. You reuse the stockers in the back. They look fine. And then you got these freaking monsters. What the hell? Like, there's 1 amp just for these 2 speakers. A 225. So, wow. Yeah, so I was rocking Black Sabbath a minute ago. I wish, that's the problem with doing audio and videos. Like, I can't play any song you'll know because then I'll get, like, frickin' electronically sued. Yeah. So, all right. So, we're going to do the other side still. I figured out, I haven't read it right now. Paul is watching and laughing because he makes fun of me because I'm incompetent. I know this. But I took the whole damn lower apart, put it together, and was like, there's an easy way to do this. I'm not going to check the instructions, but I'd be willing to bet that that's the instructions say the smart way. I'll tell you how. So when you take your like your glove box cover off, the retainer string thing just pops through the hole. That's easy. You take side covers and cut off the 4 snaps, just real quick, click, 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 because that's the holes that the screws go through. Disassemble the speaker. Take the grill off. Take the speaker out of the housing that's underneath here. Stick that through the 4 holes. Use the little nuts and bolts. I used these like mini wrench. It was a 7mm, worked really well. There's another size, actually 9/32 or something like that worked, but it wasn't going to work for how I did it. So I put them through there, used that little 7mm, started the nuts in the backside, quick, tightened it down, nothing to it. You still have to take this piece off, which is those 2 7/16, so you can get to the spot where you're going to drill. See, it's covered by this. So you take that off and drill the hole, but putting that housing on is really easy the way I did it after I figured out how to do it. You could make it, just do it the way I described because it'll get way more complicated than it needs to go. So now I guess we'll knock out the other side. The audio's done. The last thing will be clean up because you can see she's dirty. She's getting chrome forks. I don't care about that. But just like cleaning the wheels up, cleaning the motor up. Some of these spots I'll polish off real quick. I still have to finish polishing the outer fairing. There's a spot up here that's cloudy where I didn't finish. Throw the headlight back in, and pretty much we're done. My goal is to ride this to bike night this week. I don't know that it's going to work because things are getting thick, and I got to load this weekend. Thick! But I'd love to run this 100 miles each way, to Cafe 27, the back way, and just make sure, there's no issues at all. There's not going to be. This bike's, as Austin Power said, sound as a pound. But, yeah. Oh, did you notice I'm using the covers? Woo! Chase gave those to me while he was here. I don't know if I put it in the video. He gave me his old fender cover, and then they had ordered me a tank cover. So I actually have, this is awesome. He was like, it's the only one that comes with pockets to put parts in. And he goes, also, if you're a pro, this is like where you put your work order. But he goes, this thing is sweet, and you won't ding up your tank. I mean, it's going to look great hanging on the wall right there afterward, and that's where you'll see it from now on because I'm a moron. I have Amazon Music playing classic rock, and it just played Foo Fighters. I'm gonna need a minute. This is what I was saying. So the glove box cover, this just comes out. There's like a push through kind of. I can't do it with one hand. I can't do this like this. I just can't work under these circumstances. There. So that's now useless. Is that leather? No, it's final. All right, now I'm going to take side covers and just snip these 4 off. Then I'm going to take those 2 nuts out. You can see back there. We'll just take this cap off. Then I'm going to drill a hole there. Make sure it's sloppy so Bill loses his mind. Run the wire through. I'm going to take this as the backing plate for the speaker. And it's got studs on it. Stick the studs through the holes that are made by that. Washers and nuts. Slam her down. Back plate back on. Throw the speaker in. 4 torque screws. Done. Oh, plug in the harness. Then it's just a matter of like hiding wires, which is going to be a pain in the ass. But, you know, it'll be fine. 20 pounds of steel wool later, quadruple lot, just a whole lot of hard work. And I'm so stupid. Well, there you go. See how you can kind of like see what that looks like in there? Just a spot that I didn't really get to that well. See? Quadruple lot steel wool. A lot of you know this, but some of you don't, so give me a second. Quadruple lot steel wool. You buy it at Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, on Amazon, whatever. And you just take your like sort of pitted chrome. Oh, there's a good spot right there. See that? Let me see if I can, or that pedal there. Just wipe it a little bit. And what you're doing is kind of like sanding it off, but you know, you'll feel it go smooth. And bam. See the difference? Now, top of that pedal. Doesn't take long. It's really not, you know, there you go. See? It's not a torturous work. It's just that it, you know, it is, you're rubbing at it pretty hard, weird angles and stuff to get it just right. But there you go. The whole of the left side's already done. The rocker boxes were pretty cloudy. Oh, there you go. There's a good example there. I got the top of the transmission cover, but I didn't get this side. You just feel it's kind of rough. And then, see, you just got to find the angle and go at it. Press kind of hard. You can't hurt it. That's the other thing. Somebody's asking that right now, I guarantee it. You can't hurt your chrome. Quadruple lot steel wool. There you go. Cannot go through your chrome. It's softer than the chrome, but harder than the crap that's built up on it and the pits. And if you look at the pits through like, I don't know if you want to say microscope, but something like that, it looks like a minefield, like the chrome is blown outward. And what you're doing is just taking off those like flakes, for lack of a better word, of the edges around that little pit and smoothing it out. Now, is this going to stop it? No, it's going to keep doing it. You know, as they get older, they're going to start to pit and stuff. But if you keep at it like this, it's really going to be a long time before you get something that's like, looks bad even after you do it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I also got the rubber off of somebody's boot or shoe is right there. See, that's another thing it does. It'll take that off. And there's pieces right there still. Where's it at? Right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then you just hit it kind of hard. Going. All right? So I'm about done. After I do all this, I just have to, again, there's no saving those legs. So those are aluminum and they've been clear coated. And then bugs get in the clear coat and there's a lot of acid in bug guts. So it just eats the clear coat away. So once they start, they're shot. Those are being replaced in Daytona. So Mike from Suspension Technologies is going to replace the legs when he does the suspension. So this is getting a full suspension system from Suspension Technologies. So rear, we're getting rid of the old airline shocks in the rear and whole new cartridges in the front. Set up for Bill and his, new touring, bike weight and all that sort of stuff with a passenger and a full tour pack. Mike will dial all that in. And while he's there, he's going to put chrome legs on it. So really appreciative of that. That will be on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So I'll do a lot of this about Biketoberfest because we got some pretty cool plans coming up for the rally. We're going to have a good time. Biketoberfest is fun. I've grown to like Biketoberfest way more than Bike Week. It's a different kind of crowd. It's not as many douchebaggers, not as many big wheels, not as many stupid freaking slingshots, all that stuff. It's way more Harley obsessed people, motorcycle obsessed people, good people. It's a much better crowd in my opinion. But I do know this much. On Saturday, we're going to be at Teddy Morse's Destination Daytona at noon at FairingXchange. Me and Chris from Sick Wide Glide. So Chris, the master mechanic that y'all know, he's going to be there with me, or I'm going to be there with him. We're going to be with each other. We're going to be with each other. That was sailor. Anyway, so noon on Saturday, we're going to be at Paul's place. And then at 2 o'clock, I'm going to go to Mike's at Suspension Technologies. I don't know I'm not sure where Chris is going from there, but maybe he'll come with me. I don't know. And then Bill will show up at 2 with this bike at Suspension Technologies at Destination Daytona. And then Mike's going to tear into it and do the suspension. So, all right. All right. So we're at the point where I've taken the Bill-mobile, Christine, whatever inappropriate name we want to give that bike, as far as I can take it. Bill's going to take it the rest of the way. Some of the stuff will be done at Biketoberfest, but I am really freaking happy with this bike. Still needs some cleaning. I didn't get as far as I wanted to in certain things. Never got around to giving it a 3-hole, but I ran out of time, so it has to be loaded here today or tomorrow, and I'm just not going to be able to get to it. The legs will be done in Biketoberfest. That's the thing that just lets this bike down, is those terrible-looking forks, but those are going to be replaced while we're there, so it's going to be a cream puff. Look at the legs. Don't look there. Just look everywhere else. Don't look at the legs, okay? But yeah, so we got proper LED lighting. I love the amber passing lamps. I think that's really cool. We did it to my dad's bike and it looked awesome. But we brought the color back quite a bit. Brought the chrome back quite a bit. Still needs some waxing here and there, but you know, we can do that maybe even while we're there in Daytona if we get bored. But inner fairing looks amazing. Gauges look awesome. Needs grips too. Maybe we'll do that while we're there. Oh, I still gotta get that damn barcode sticker off there. I forgot that's in the previous owner. Smoked out the lights. Brought back the chrome in the back a lot, see? That's all quadruple steel wool. Added some tabs, 4-inch zombie baffles. The Hog Tune stereo was ridiculous. 6 speakers, 675 watts. Yeah. One thing I was cracking up yesterday. So Bill's wife's gonna have her own volume control, and she can change from CD to radio. I'm sure that he'll just love that she'll have control of the stereo. But I'm gonna hop on it and go for a ride just to make sure there's nothing I need to take care of before. But there you are. I've loved doing this. I really have. So I think I've said this in earlier videos, but if you didn't hear, Bill's one of my very best friends. He's an important part of our group. He's a chopper god. He makes frames and oil tanks and gas tanks and makes his own tires, refines his own gas, you know, that kind of guy, the real deal. He's a shovel heads till I die kind of guy. And this Sturgis this last year, his like everyday runabout was this little Yamaha. He's got all these handmade choppers that some of us even own now. And then we've got, sorry, a car pulled up and they were staring at me. It was Amazon, and evidently the trash truck is catching fire. What is going on today? Interesting. Anyway, so Bill's everyday rider, for him and his wife, just going out for rides. They often rode choppers, but when they didn't, he had this little V-Star, Yamaha V-Star. And he'd added a tour pack and a fairing and a stereo, and he'd like put suspension on it and all this stuff into it to make it a better rider for the two of them. And it just wasn't. Like, they're going on the road 75 mile an hour. Bill's wife's like, I thought we were going to die. They were way, I'm sure they're past the payload capacity of the bike, because it's a little cruiser. It's not like, it's not a baby Road King or something like that. This is a 950 little V-Star, and I'm sure it was overloaded between the fairing and the bags and the tour pack and 2 passengers and all that sort of stuff. It was not adequate, and finally we convinced him and his wife it was time. So they gave me a budget. I went out and I found, look how pretty she looks in the sun. I found that 2008 Ultra Classic for what was a reasonable price. We didn't steal it, but we didn't overpay. We paid what it was worth. And then I went to all my buddies in the industry and said, I love Bill to death. I would really appreciate it if you could help us out with parts and stuff like that. So we had, again, tab performance. We had custom dynamics lighting. We have Hog Tunes audio. We've got suspension technology. He's going to do the suspension and the forks when we're in Daytona. It's just turned out so nice. And my God. Okay. So now we'll call it done. So if you're going to be in Daytona, we'll do a video about where we're probably going to be and stuff. But you'll see this bike at Cackleberry Cabbage Patch, running around, maybe some Main Street. Maybe we'll talk Bill into going to Main Street. I don't know. But you'll see that bike, and I'd love to see what you think. Let me know. Go down in the comments and stuff, or you see it, let us know. But there's a lot of these great old bikes out there. And I heard a lot of complaints about pricing and people whining, and I get it. Times are tough for some people. It's not the Moco's fault. I'm just saying, shit costs, right? And brand new stuff is expensive. But if you're just dying for a Harley and you're done with your old Honda or whatever, these old girls are out there. And it's a hell of a nice bike to ride, even if it's older than what you currently have. It's more motorcycle. It's going to go down the road better. And you can slowly add to it. You don't need to. This bike's fine as it was, but we made her better. All right. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all to death.